So tell us what it was like growing up in Philly, the home of Will Smith and Meek Mill.
The home of Will Smith. So actually, I didn't grow up in Philly, but I was born in Philly.
You're born in Philly.
Um, Born in Philly. I grew up in Jersey for the most part, but um, my mother took me out of Philly early. But
Yeah.
I have all my family that's still in Philly. So
Okay.
I would always come back to Philly, like kind of like weekends, come back there. So I definitely, even though my mom took me out of Philly, I'm definitely very Philly conscious with a lot
Yeah.
of things because I spent a lot of time in and out of Philly.
Oh,
Um, I love Philly, man. Philly to me is I love it, man. It's gritty. It's love. You got to be careful where you go, what you
yeah.
do. Um, but I love the energy in Philly. Philly's changed a lot since when I was younger. But I love Philly, man. And I grew up in Jersey, and Jersey to me is it's like a mashup of so many different things because
Yeah.
you can have a, a city that's like a very dangerous city like Newark or something like that, Newark, Camden,
Yeah.
Trenton. But then you can go 5, 10 minutes from there and you can be in farm country.
Yeah.
Like it's
Diverse.
so yeah, so diverse. And you can go a few minutes from there, you're in suburbs. So it's like you can go 5 minutes from one place to another and it will look completely different. So you
Okay.
get so many different experiences in New Jersey. Um, and then you got a lot of different experiences in Philly. In Philly, I was the area that, I would be in. It was poor area pretty much in that time. And, you would see, drug addicts and, different the things you see, the things that you normally see and crime and different things like that. Um, so there's definitely I love it, man. I love Philly, but I love Jersey. I spent like a year and a half in Orlando when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was about like 20 minutes or 15, 20 minutes from Disney World. So, that was fun as a kid, being that close to Disney World. So
Oh,
yeah, that's pretty much me, man. I wasn't in West Philly. Will Smith is in West Philly.
West
So
Philly.
where I was at was Northeast Philly.
Oh, the opposite.
Yeah, Northeast, yep. So Germany called Germantown area, stuff like that. Yeah, Will Smith was in West Philly. West Philly's rough too. West Philly's rough.
Okay. So how did that background get you into doing music right now?
Honestly, that didn't get me into music. What got me into music would probably have been my cousin, because my cousin, when I was in college, um, I came back home maybe on spring break or something like that, and he let me hear something that he recorded in the studio, and I was like blown away. I'm like, hold up, that's you? And he wrote a song. I'm like, that sound good. Like that sound professional. Like it's like that. Like it intrigued me. So it kind of made me feel like, oh, because we used to play around with it all the time. Like
Yeah.
just in the car, we would freestyle over beats, and but we never were like serious about it. And I was in school playing basketball on a scholarship, so music was the last thing on my mind. Basketball was what I was focused on.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I would say when he showed me that and I heard that song, that really like that was like the beginning of it all.
Yeah.
And when I look back, my mother she's also a singer. So she would sing a lot. And as a kid, I would always be around her singing and she would have these instrumentals and she'd be rehearsing and practicing. So I think even as a young kid, I absorbed some of that probably without even knowing.
Yeah.
And, but I always loved music. I just never really thought it was something I can do until I heard my cousin do it. And then I'm like, oh, this is real. Like I can actually try this. So yeah.
Okay. So if you had to choose a dream collaboration, who would it be and why?
Dream. Dream collaboration. Man, right now, I would probably love to collaborate with Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
Um, just because of I really love his lyrical approach to music and his
Yeah.
creativity. Like when Kendrick puts something out, either you're going to be a Kendrick fan or you're not. Like
Yeah.
there's kind of like not a lot of middle ground with him. Either you
Yeah,
love him or you don't like him at all.
I know people that like him, and then there's a people just they just don't like him. Yeah,
And you're in Toronto, so
yeah,
with the whole Drake thing, you know how that goes.
yeah. Well,
So yeah, you know how that goes. But yeah, I would say him because of his creativity, and I'm a very creative person. I like to do different things, and when
yeah,
I look at him and I see what he's done, usually he's always doing something different. It's never like he'll always give you something that you didn't expect for the
yeah.
most part, whether it's lyrically, musically, he comes at a different angle, and I love that. So I would love to collaborate with someone like him that is just a creative mind that's open to doing different things.
Okay, so how would you describe your sound? What you put out?
My sound right now, my sound is ever evolving. So my
Yeah,
sound right now probably sounds nothing like it did 2, 3 years ago, but I would definitely say it's evolved to the point where my sound is heavy in electronic music, but also live instrumentation. So like my sound is going to be like a mix of soulful, but a mix of um lyrical, like very strong lyrics, but soulful, but also have a sound that you can vibe with. It's not going to be like something from left field. We're like, what is he trying to do here? It's a digestible sound, but it's also you're going to hear guitars. You're going to hear, probably live basses. You might hear
yeah,
some live percussions. So it's going to be a mixture of things. Like I've worked on some stuff recently where um, some stuff that sounds has like a Latin influence, and then some stuff has a reggae influence, and then there's some stuff that's just straight down the line hip hop, rap music. So yeah, my sound is like a mashup of a lot of different things, but all coming together to in that umbrella of hip hop music. You
yeah.
know,
So you also just don't rap, you also produce, correct?
yeah, yes, yes.
Yeah. So how do you balance the two?
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard. They tend to go through different seasons and different moments. Like 1 minute, one will be I'll be doing one more than I'll be doing the other.
yeah,
People always ask me if you had to choose, which would you choose? I wouldn't. I would choose them both. It's hard. I can't really choose because I love them both so much. And I feel like they're both just a part of me. I think the balance, there is no real balance for me. I think it's just a matter of what am I feeling in that moment.
yeah,
Um, because I can make music without lyrics for months at a time and never write anything. And then
yeah,
I can also do the opposite where I'll just be writing and I won't be making any. Then there are times where I'm doing both equally.
yeah. It's your
So
vibe
yes,
it's what your vibe is, I guess.
yeah. It's kind of like whatever I'm feeling at that moment. Right now, I haven't done any music production in a
Yeah,
matter of months. I've been doing some more writing.
okay.
So and stuff more on the business side. So it goes through seasons, it's ups and downs and things like that.
Yeah. So which artist would you consider to be an inspiration and why?
Inspiration. Hmm. I'm inspired by a lot of people. I already named Kendrick. He's one.
Yeah.
Um, I'm inspired by J. Cole. I'm inspired by Michael Jackson. It's like,
Oh yeah.
to me, that's like, man, like
Yeah, his
no
vibe
one greater to me. You
vibe
ask me, like
talk
he's
about
the
next
greatest.
year. So the new
Yeah,
generation
like,
will know they're gonna find out his impact.
yeah, like Michael Jackson is just to me, there's no one greater than that in entertainment. But I like him. I mean, I'll take it even back to Jimi Hendrix because I
Yeah.
play the guitar. So I'm a big Jimi
Oh,
Hendrix fan.
yeah.
Um, so I have a lot of influences that aren't even related to hip hop. And
Yeah, that
uh,
shows the variation of where you pull to make your music.
yeah, and it all yeah, and I think when you listen to my music, I think there'll be elements of like little elements of all that stuff like that
Yeah,
people can find because I'm influenced by all that. I mean, when it comes to hip hop, I'm influenced by just lyricism in general, man. I love lyricism. I love like grimy beats, even though a lot of my music may not sound grimy. Some of
yeah,
it may, but some of it may not. But it all plays a part. So yeah, I mean, I love Whitney Houston, just singing live Luther Vandross, just the vocal ability of them.
yeah,
Groups like New Edition. I like Lecrae. I don't know if you know who Lecrae is, but
yeah,
Lecrae is a big artist. I really like Lecrae.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
Okay, so I would like to ask your thoughts on the situation with Diddy and the impact it's going to have on hip hop in general, if there's going to be impact, what a domino effect or
Oh, Diddy. Wow. The situation with him to me is unfortunate.
yeah,
Not just, I know a lot of people are focusing on him and what he's done, but it's just the victims that are behind it.
yeah, yeah,
A lot of the people that are affected by it. And I would say, I think this has a trail of decades, that
yeah,
is
there is,
just coming out.
yes, for sure, yeah,
So there's a lot of people that have been affected by him. But I also think one thing a lot of people are missing is that, um, now of course I don't know him, but I'm sure, just like in anyone's life, like there's something that happened to him that caused him to be like that.
yeah.
I'm sure at some point in his life he was a victim,
Well, yeah, I've
and
heard
maybe
people saying that, yeah, I've heard people saying
yeah,
that,
and I'm sure like he might have never dealt with it. So like when we say, we feel for the victims, I include him in that,
yeah,
because he's a victim of whatever happened to him that he probably never dealt with. And just like you see in the relationships with like abusive, or like kids that grow up in abusive households, a lot of times they grow up and they become abusive.
yeah,
um so I think it's one of those things where it's like a domino effect. Like if you don't deal with whatever happened to you, then you're going to hurt somebody else. Like hurt people, and you're going to hurt somebody else. And yeah, and the impact it has on hip hop, I'm not really sure if it's going to. I know there's a lot of talk about that,
yeah,
but I'm not really sure if it's really going to have so much of a strong impact on whether people it affects hip hop in a certain way, because there are a lot of people connected with hip hop that didn't. I mean, of course, there's some of the big names that were connected with him, but there are a lot of people that they had. I mean, they knew who he was. They may have been to a party, but people say, "Yeah, I've been to a party, but I left. Like
yeah,
I didn't. I don't know anything about that other stuff that happened."
yeah,
So I think a lot of people in hip hop that really are disconnected from that, like, and especially the younger generation. A lot of the younger generation, like when I say younger, I mean like like teenagers,
yeah,
younger,
yeah, like my
like they like maybe 20s, yeah, if you're 20s, 30s, stuff like that, maybe. But
my
I'm saying like teenagers and people that are like 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, I
generation,
don't,
yeah,
that has no, like, I think that has really no bearing on what they do with music,
yeah.
you know. So yeah.
Okay, so where do you see yourself in a couple of years?
Hopefully, man, hopefully at a place where, you can see me at those award shows. See me at those award shows, see me but just making also, man, my music, I really want to make an impact with people with my music. It's not really just, some people, I think at one point in my life maybe it was like that, to be out there, to be big, to be popular, to make money. And it's still cool. Still want to do that. But I think there's so much I want to say. I feel like I just want to, be able to help to empower people through my music, to make people think, to bring some type of change and elevate,
Yeah.
and really help people. So I mean, I hope in a couple of years I'm able to really do that at a consistent level. And really just be able to team up with some people, man, and really do some great things, man. I really just want to be able to do great things, and that's it. Whether it's music related, production, I mean, music, start rapping, production, or anything else that I'm doing. I just want to be able to have an impact.
So what project do you have right now that you want everyone to check out?
Right now, my single "Bounce Back" just came out. It's everywhere, wherever you get your digital music, whether it's Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, wherever people get their music, you can go there. Just look up Nob'l, N-O-B''L. Don't just put N-O-B-L and don't put an E at the end. So N-O-B''L, and that's how you find me. You can also go to my website, itsnobl.com, itsnobl.com, and there you got social links, and you have the song there where you can stream it there too as well. You can just listen to it there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I want people to do, man. Check out that single, listen to it, share it. Because by sharing it, man, that's how the word gets out, man. A lot of people I get a lot of good feedback on this song. So
Mm.
I want other people to hear it. I want people to hear it, check it out, and really hear what's being said.